star, so I'm going to apologize for not having that end there. Okay, we are now streaming. So, hi Al, how are you?
Doing good, mom. Victoria, sometimes I say mama.
I know our kids and everything. It's so funny. All right, so I apologize. I deleted the T in appointment on the very first slide because I was trying to get everything ready, and clicky click, I deleted T. So let's just start with November for Grifton, where my mom moved. So there's a reason my mom moved. When we talk about the safety issues of different towns, this is something my mom looked at, and we're going to share that PowerPoint presentation in an upcoming video. So I'm very excited for that. But let's talk about Grifton right now.
Exactly. What is about Grifton, North Carolina?
Well, I mean, you want to tell me about the snapshot?
Exactly. Therefore, as my wife said, we have a low inventory in Grifton, North Carolina. Right now, we have just 2.4 months. And as we know, usually between 0 to 3 months is the seller's market. 3 to 6 months is kind of a balanced market. And then after that is going to become a buyer's market. And right now, based of this, we have a strong seller's market because of we don't have enough inventory.
Which is really great, right? So now let's move on to the next one. Now let's talk about inventory.
About other things, you just moved to the next one, but I didn't talk about all the items.
I'm sorry, I missed it. I was
talk about the rest of the things that is in.
Tell me that I missed it. I'm sorry.
Therefore, the median sold price in Grifton, North Carolina is $215,000, which is getting to the range like a other part of the Pitt County, North Carolina, but it still is one of those places that is very affordable, Grifton, North Carolina. Days on the market, as we expect, based off the inventory of 2.4 months, we're looking at just a little bit over 3 weeks, 23 days. And in last year, actually, we had just 5 days, which is significant, actually longer in the market. And right now, total inventory in the market is 16, which is 13 brand new and just 3 existing home in the Grifton, North Carolina.
And you should know in Grifton in North Carolina, there's 1,200 new constructions being planned that I know about. There might be more. I just know what I know, and I don't know everything. But I can tell you for existing, there was 3 existing properties, 5 existing sold, which means that it was down from last year, but you can see active plus pending is 12, divided by the 5 is 2.4 months, which means it's a very strong seller's market when you're putting your house on the market, as long as we are listing it to understand there is new construction competition.
Exactly. And this is showing actually a graph that's showing the market days, of course, slowed down. We were talking about the 5 days all the way to 23 days.
But still, compare Grifton to other parts of Pitt County, you can see Grifton's much faster.
Exactly. Therefore, still you're seeing that it's faster. What is the price trends is in right now in the?
We are seeing a bit of it's one of the 2 places in the Pitt County. If you look at just existing, there is a small decline. But there's a lot of new construction competition. So the month over month was 7.1. It was down from 231 to 215. Again, when there's 3 homes, you have when you have a small market, you have big changes. And the other thing to talk about is, since there's, again, only 3, it is down from last year. But again, small numbers give big changes.
Exactly.
Now, want to tell me about the median list?
For now, we're going to talk about the median price comparison, which is in October 2025. We have the list price for $246,000 for that day. That the months that we just passed, because we are now in November, but we have access to this data. And then we are up from the September by 13.8% in September 2025. But if you're looking at the last year, we are up also there's last year by 5.4%. Therefore, that's also the reality that my wife was saying, that a small changes actually shows a significant difference. But if you're looking even at these numbers, it says that actually not only from the last month, but also from last year, we have increased. And the sold price in basically in Grifton, North Carolina was 215,000 just for the 3 existing home and 13 brand new homes. And we are down respect to both September and last year, October, by 7.1 to and 6.2 respectively.
Now let's talk about new construction, because new construction, you can see they are coming at a premium. It's actually one of the highest premiums for over $200 a square foot compared to existing homes. Other parts of Pitt County, they are building smaller and more affordable, which is a lovely thing. But you can see that the price of new construction is a little bit more than in other areas.
Exactly. Now, if you wanted to look at the breakdown, then that there are basically this 2 categories. Brand new construction is total inventory of the 81% in this month for Grifton, North Carolina, and for existing homes just 19%. And then, as we said, is that the unbalanced number of not having enough existing home in this market.
Yeah, so I will say this is a market where home buyers really don't have a lot of existing homes to choose from. If you really want to be in Grifton, we have 13 together for new construction. Market correction, there is a price declining. The velocity has gone down month over month, but the value is there because the median home price is $215,000. You can get brand new for $215,000. So when you look at that, you can see a lot of people are still incoming to Grifton because it is an affordable small city. Do you want to add anything?
Exactly. And for some people that are watching this live, really wanted to tell you that, as my wife said, is very accessible right now from the North Carolina Highway 11. If you just leave the Winterville Parkway where the Sam's Club is located, you pretty much straight going 9 miles, which is something between 13 to 16 minutes driving. You can get to these communities in Grifton, North Carolina, which tells you that we are very accessible still in the 15 minutes, 16 minutes driving.
Well, it says buyer softening to those things, but here's the thing as well. There's no rental market at all. So people are going to be buying in Grifton and Grifton only. There's really no active inventory for Grifton, meaning everything is just gone. Now, if you look at the home cost, and this is why people move to Grifton, home cost. If you buy a house, $215,000 is the lowest place in Pitt County to actually buy a home. If you are going to put 20% down, 6.5%, insurance and everything, it's going to be about $1,300 a month. If you are putting less down, let's say it's 3.5%, maybe it's going to be about $1,500. With the VA loan, how much do you think if they went zero?
Well, the VA loan that one of our buyers actually we helped them to buy, his mortgage was a high 1,589 or 91.
But that's 0% down.
That's 0% down. Therefore, you can say that for around 1,600 with the lowest money down, you can get into brand new homes that it has all the warranties, including 10 years of structural warranty. It has also the workmanship warranty and mechanical warranty, which is really good. We don't spend any money out of the pocket.
Now, if you are looking at that $1,000 a month and you're thinking, yes, it's a 1-story, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, brand new construction. And I can say I've seen it happen to where somebody says, you know what, I'm going to cash out of my house, put 20% down, and then my $1,000 a month is covered by something else. Not just my mother, other people look at these numbers and say, Grifton is definitely affordable. In fact, if you look at Grifton, it is way more affordable than Winterville. Greenville is even a little cheaper. Winterville's on the high end in our county when you look at affordability.
Therefore, what we talk about here. Now,
why would people want to buy?
Exactly. Therefore, we're talking about, as we said, primarily what we wanted to talk about, how stable is the neighborhood. You're talking about the community in the different part of the Grifton area you were talking about?
since it's I'll take over. Since it's just an ownership area really, and there's very few rentals that are in the market, you can see that you're having a lot of owner occupied. You have a lot of people who are looking at long term that are going to be the area. You're looking at a place that's going to have lower maintenance if you're looking for new. You're also having this, you cannot test the market and see if I want to live here. If you're going to live in Grifton, you're going to have to buy. And since the rental market is pretty much non-existent, your only choice is to buy. Now, with considerations, there is definitely affordability here. And this is the driving factor why people are moving to Grifton. Do you want to talk to me about this?
Yeah, exactly. Therefore, what is the consideration if you are home buying and you wanted to find what is the best place for you that is affordable? Well, as we said, if we are looking at that chart of the Winterville, Grifton, Ayden and Grifton, we saw that the Grifton has the most affordable houses, and the other side also more accessible even from the Winterville to get to the Grifton. Therefore, these two combined with, you can have the close to amenity if you come to the Winterville, but then your affordability for months is gonna crazy go up because you buying a house, single family home, but it's still, you are close to the amenities, but you pay way less than the houses. Like if you wanted to buy the similar house in Winterville for a single family home, at least 3 bedroom, 2 baths, your monthly payment is going to be minimum $1,900 and up.
And it's going to be existing. It's not going to be a new option.
Exactly. Therefore, we're going to look at something that really is going to help you to basically put you in a position that not overspending, but also having an option that you can own your own place.
Now let's move on to sellers. And if you are a seller in Grifton, we have to be mindful of that new construction that's happening and the 1,200 that are coming that I know of, as I said at the beginning, and there's probably more. I only know of certain things. Now, 246 median lists versus 215 means that there are people overpricing. And then when you see that the existing is more expensive than the new, people are going to go to what they can afford. And the lowest, but what's great about Grifton is that it's one of the places where ownership is really an affordability. So I would say if you are looking to sell, we have to make sure we are not targeting investors. It's not targeting people who are going to be like fix and flip. You really have a lot of people who are looking at Grifton as buyers. So we have to be mindful of that as well. So when you're selling there, it's going to be low because it's going to be, you're really talking about where there's no rental activity. You are going to talk about how we can market to home buyers. So you want to talk to me more about that?
Yeah, I mean, a strategic consideration for the investor, as we said, right now we have a limited rentals market. And we have the data for some of this rentals market in the past, but at the month of October, that could be something challenging. But that doesn't mean that you cannot get the tenants around there. It used to be that Grifton actually had the couple listing that was around $1,500 to $1,600 per month for rent. Therefore, there are potentials there, but right now, based on the limited inventory, we don't have enough data for that. For appreciation, actually, from last year to this year, Grifton, Greenville, and Winterville, they had very steady appreciations, something between 1% to 3%. But there was a point that we had even in up to months of August, September, where we had like a 6.5% appreciation in Grifton itself. Therefore, people are realizing it. This is a place that could be actually opportunity for many people, either home buyers or investors, to see, because it's a growing area and the houses are appreciating in this neighborhood.
And since those prices are down a little, and a lot of it has to do with the builders that are coming, you do have a little bit of a slowdown, but that pricing gap between existing versus new is significant. And there's not a lot of places where buyers will just think about being maybe. So when you're looking at the Pitt County, though, I will say new construction in this area, again, is one of the highest, $202 per square foot. It is definitely means that they are targeting premium prices. even though the numbers aren't there, which means if prices continue to stay at like these current numbers from last month, we can definitely see a lot of change in what the builders want to do.
Exactly.
There's only like a couple builders there right now, but you see this. So let's talk about equilibrium, because that is really a market where equilibrium, because you have a lot of growth, a lot of people moving to Grifton. That 1,200 homes for how the town that only has 3,000 is going to significantly change the entire community.
Exactly. Therefore, as we talked in earlier in this market update, pretty much when you're looking at the chart of the from last year October to this October, we had just 5 days sale in Grifton. That took, how long did it take the house get listed and sold in the market? And the median price for those houses was $229,250, and it was extremely hot market. Moving up to October 2025, we'll see that 23 days and the median sell is 215,000, and it's still moving fast, and faster actually than Greenville and Winterville, North Carolina.
Now, if you're looking for an affordable home and you're considering Grifton, there's value in price. Even at 215, it's the lowest prices in the country. We pay attention to what the builders are offering and what the builders are doing all the time. So we definitely also have negotiating powers as well. And especially when it comes to what the builders are doing, what the existing home are, there's significant changes to be attention. So having someone who is knowledgeable in the area is really going to help you. And that new construction at 202 means that if they sit too long, they're going to have some special. We pay attention. My husband talks to them pretty much weekly, if not daily, if something's happening.
Exactly. Therefore, as my wife said, like a market capture of the Grifton, we have a lowest median price respect to other places like Greenville and Winterville area. We have less inventory based on all of the area that we have, especially about the existing home. And even single brand new homes is still 13 brand new homes at the time of this market update is respect to the other area of like a Greenville, Winterville, and Grimes, and is a very low inventory. And the market is changing super fast in these areas. And the reason is not having enough inventory, and also people realizing that the more accessible and is more affordable, it makes it really price it in a way that you can afford it, but based on this number, it seems a little bit over than what we have in Greenville and Winterville, North Carolina.
So basically the bottom line is it is a place where affordability is definitely happening. At 1,330 to 1,500, you are talking affordable numbers, and you do not have to be a renter. You can be an owner here. And that means that buyers actually do look at Grifton a lot because there's strong negotiating options we can have. That $202 a square foot is a bit of a high. So having that realistic expectations of what we do when we come in. Now, if you're a seller, you have to know that that new construction is the competition. Investors, I would say the lack of infrastructure, the numbers at this moment, and the appreciation would be a little bit of a risk, but this is definitely a place where buyers are looking at, and we see that it's continuing and we know it's going to grow. So if you are a buyer, this is a great place. 2.4 months is still considered a seller's market. That is something we really didn't stress on enough, but it is still considered a seller's market. We just have to be mindful of the competition, and it is an affordable place, and it is a place where people are mostly owners, and you do have a lot of new construction and way more coming. So if you're looking for a place where you think new construction is going to just get bigger and bigger, this is something to really consider.
Exactly. And I also wanted to mention that the interest rate actually been consistent the past after August to all the way to November this year. Federal Reserve had the meeting on the interest rate. The interest rate is right now for the 30 years conventional is like a 6.21, and for the FHA is like around 6%, 6.01 or 6.02. Very consistent the past couple months, 2 months, 3 months, and that's actually is going to bring more buyers to the market. as we see that lots of different the houses come to market now, they go under the contract way faster than what we had 3 months ago. And that is a good news because people, they realizing it. The interest rate is kind of stabilizing, but in a positive way. And it helps understanding is not too much back and forth, up and down, that people cannot make a decision.
Okay, so I can't wait to talk to you soon. I can't wait to talk about all the digital marketing that we do, for home buyers and home sellers. I can't wait to have that conversation with you. All of our links are in the description below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and also watch and subscribe to our channel.
Exactly. And looking forward, guys, to getting connect with you. Alan Victoria Pinder, real estate agent in Greenville, North Carolina, Pitt County, North Carolina. And talk to you soon. Okay. Is live again? Okay. Hey, Victoria, how are you doing? Exactly. Therefore, we are super excited because it's been a while we were debating to talk about this topic that is very important for many of you that wanted to move to this area about Pitt County, North Carolina, which the heart of it is Greenville. And all we are here to tell you is about statistical analysis with no input from us, because that is our job, to give you the knowledge and information, and that is how you interpret this knowledge is on you. But this is the information that we want to talk about. Exactly. Therefore, Greenville, that's the regional hub for the Pitt County, North Carolina, is the largest city, of course, in Pitt County, and serving as a hub for education, for the healthcare, and of course, innovation. Therefore, is one of the city of the North Carolina, East North Carolina, that actually has the university and the medical center dependent or under the umbrella of the university hospital. Therefore, as my wife said, these numbers are from the census of the government based of 2023. This number is 88,540. I'm sure when you search on the internet, some website they tell you 95, some website even they tell you over 100,000. But we are basically using the census data, and then median age in Greenville, 28 years old, and median income is $50,564. Therefore, this is the raw data that what we had from the past. Exactly. Therefore, in Greenville, based off, these are all from the website of the government. The overall 39 per 1,000. This is that's how they measure the things per 1,000 residents. They measured it. The higher than 89% of the North Carolina communities, and violent crime is a 1 in 181. That's for violent crime, and property crime is 1 to 30 chance of being victim. Exactly. Therefore, this is the source from niche.com. Now, we are talking about Winterville. Now, Winterville, North Carolina, that many of you have question about this area. Therefore, the population of Winterville is based of the data that we have is 10,600. The past couple of years, they say every month we had a couple hundred people that they are moving to this area. But the median age is a little bit older, and I think as part of it is comes from for the Greenville, we have the ECU, which makes the average age goes lower than Winterville, but average age in median average age in 39 in the Winterville, and the income you will see is a significant difference between Greenville and Winterville. It goes to 82,783, and it's way over the average in whole Pitt County, North Carolina. Pretty Greenville and Winterville, we're just gonna start with Aden. Also, Aden is, as what we know, is like a 5 miles from Winterville, is a town with a little bit over 5,000, to be exact, 5,221. And sorry, my phone also ringing. I wanted to make sure that my phone. Therefore, the violent crime is 1 in 204 victimization, 1 out of 60 in 67 chance of victimization. This is for the property crime, and 330 violent crimes and 309 property crimes between the year of 2019 to 2024. And that shows that an average violent crime rate is 78.8 per 100,000 people, and that's the rate for the Ada, North Carolina. Therefore, Farmville income was higher than the Aden and lower than Greenville and Winterville area. Now we're going to talk about, as my wife said, a smaller city towns like Grifton. And Grifton is a little bit over 2,500 population, and that is the southern Pitt County along the how you spell this, how you say it, Continental Creek. Uh, Sometimes I don't spell it really correctly. The crime is actually for Grifton 1 in 418 of violent crime, and 1 in a 139 chance of the property crime. Then overall is 60.3% lower than national average. And no murder, no rapes, no robbery reported, and assault. And the rate is 240.5 100,000. Exactly. Therefore, you see these two, a smaller town. Now, part of it, yeah, I'm talking about Grifton and that we did in Bethel. Now, part of also Pitt County, we have two more here, which is Fountain and Grimesland. For Fountain, the population, as you see, and Grimesland very similar, around 400. Location of the Fountain is in northwesterns of in Pitt County. Crime rate are 43% higher than the national average, with violent crimes of 42% higher than the national average, and the violent crime of 30.4 per 1,000 versus national average of 22.7%. Simpson and Falcon. Therefore, Simpson, again, around 400, population 406, base of 2025, and are not really available in data. Therefore, we don't have that much of data for Simpson. That's what it means. Therefore, larger municipality like Greenville reported higher crime numbers due to the, of course, population, because we were looking at the 100,000 versus other places like a exactly 48. Therefore, these a smaller town may have lower rates, but limited also statistical samples that the government took to evaluate the safety of each of these places. Therefore,